there is. I just personally don't believe it because it's a ball.
Isn't the ball dense too?
That's right. It's a ball
dense.
that's dense. So I don't understand how there could be an exit hole.
It's not really sucking. It's just collecting mass and just compressing all of it.
That's what I believe in. Now, physics
Just
might
an
tell
actual
us
hole.
differently.
Yeah.
Like, it's just hard for me to understand that it's like a loop.
Because everything else in the world, because a black hole is a former star that supernovaed and collapsed on itself.
Yeah.
Everything in the galaxy is a circle or some form of sphere.
Yeah.
So a black hole is not really a hole, like you're saying. It's just like this big of a
It's
black
just
mass.
it's
a
just
mass.
a collection.
Yeah.
And that gravity is so strong, light can't escape it. So it's just black.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to explain and understand, but it's hard for me, even harder for me to understand, like, stuff gets pulled into this hypothetical tunnel and then spit out the backside.
But what if you're going in the black hole, but you're inside of another world?
That's the thing. We don't know what's in there. You know,
you
Matthew
don't
McConaughey inside of this thing, and it's like
They made it like a
hexagonal.
Touch his hands.
Yeah, and now you're looking through the bookshelf and you're knocking the books off, and then you're part of a prequel to the movie that all happens inside of one movie.
He should have just stayed with his daughter and it would end the same, right?
Just let everybody die.
Yeah, everybody would have died though.
So
she wouldn't have saved the planet. Now, I think what happens in a black hole is just absolute compaction. Mm-hmm. Absolute compaction. I don't know what else would happen inside of a black hole.
So black holes can explode.
really,
Yeah.
Is there like a breaching point where
I
there's
don't
so
know.
much matter?
Well, that's also a hypothesis. We've never experienced or witnessed any of this. It's
And we can't climb a white hole because there's no point
Right.
in space where we see
everything
a white
is just speculation with space.
hole. Yeah, we don't know. We're still new,
And they got evidence of the biggest explosion ever in space, and it's from a black
and that probably
hole.
happened eons ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Now imagine those rogue black holes ripping through space. You know, like super powerful. A black hole the size of a basketball could technically tear apart Earth.
Oh, yeah.
It's over
Yeah, like
the
a
whole
pinpoint.
galaxy.
A pinpoint could just like screw us.
That's why everybody's worried about that hydrogen, or what's it called?
Hadron Collider.
Hadron Collider, because if they spliced and made a instant black hole in that thing, it destroyed the whole.
The size of a pin.
It destroyed everything.
There's some games out there that do.
Yeah, they mimic.
Yeah.
Like you can set up a black hole and then you can like put it inside of our solar system.
That's awesome.
I've seen those things, and then people will put it on fast forward and just watch like the Earth get ripped into a different orbit.
Is that Space Game?
Yeah,
PC everybody plays. I've seen YouTube videos of it.
yeah.
You can go anywhere in a galaxy and like look at stars and shit.
Yeah, there's a few. There's a
Just throw in
few.
a new solar system.
Now,
with a black hole.
Have you guys heard of white dwarf? When a star dies, its core collapses under the pull of a gravity to form an exotic type of star. Average stars, like our sun, leave behind white dwarfs. Mm-hmm. These stars contain about as much material as the sun, but gravity squeezes them down to the size of Earth. A teaspoon of white dwarf material would weigh about 15 tons on Earth.
Oh, man.
That's because it's just so compact. So if that doesn't impress you, stars much bigger than our sun leave behind neutron stars. Yeah. These objects contain even more material than the sun, but they are only about 10 miles across, the size of a city. A teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh 4 billion tons. Mm-hmm. This is stuff that you can't even comprehend.
No.
Stuff.
And like, they expand out and then contract.
That's crazy. So this 10-mile long thing has a gravitational field of like our sun.
More than
That's
our sun.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our sun's actually a small star, right? Like one of the smaller stars in the
Yeah.
universe.
Yep.
That we know.
Oh, now there is actually a scale. I've looked that up.
It's watching the scales where it goes through the sun and it keeps going up.
Yeah.
There's some that are like
Yes.
big as this cup, and then the sun's a pinhole on a table. Fuck.
And I forgot what the actual. So I'm going to try my best to find
red dwarfs and shit.
The names of
Brown
these
stars.
Yes. There's a
True.
star size comparison 2018.
It sounds made up, but they got brown stars.
Brown stars. Yeah, they got
That's what
different
the-
color stars.
That's the whole Nemesis star. They thought it was a brown star outside the
Is that part of the invisible planet?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that's fucking up the outer gravitational pulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stole Pluto from us.
Yeah.
What
Or it's like outside the Oort cloud.
about Nebula? Nibiru, not Nebula. Nibiru.
Nibiru?
Anubis! Scorpion King!
Get over here.
You've got what's a star called Sirius B, and then Earth, and they're roughly the same size. And then you have, we got Earth. I'm going to keep Earth in consideration. Now we have our sun. So, nope, that's not even our sun yet. Nope, there's one called TRAPPIST, Proxima. These are all stars. And now this might be our sun. Nope, that's not even our sun yet. And there's our sun. So our sun is 1,391 kilometers. I'm not for sure how to. Okay, so remember 1.3 million. 1.3 million kilometers. We're going to skip all the way to the end.
I think I saw a thing where you can fit like Earth like 100 million times into the sun.
Oh, okay.
Then you can fit the sun 100 million times in these stars.
Oh shit!
So there
That's
is.
how massive we're talking.
They think that then you have Betelgeuse.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice, Betelgeuse.
Don't say it 3 times.
We did.
Hey, Gary, you want a Zach nut?
Hey, come here, buddy. Nice fucking model.
You want a Zag nut? I'm trying to find Betelgeuse.
I'm not sure it's spelled like Beetlejuice in a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would sell the same. It's spelled exactly the same. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right,
It's
so
probably Beetle guys.
remember
Beetle guys.
what I said, 1.3 million.
Bug professionals.
Betelgeuse is 1,640,000,000 kilometers.
That's the one that if it explodes,
We
we'll
die.
see it.
Well, there's an even bigger one than Betelgeuse.
Yeah. But that was the one that's about to go supernova.
The UY Scuddy
Mm-hmm.
is the largest known star at 2,400,000,000. But then they say there's one even bigger. They say that stars can get even larger. They haven't found it yet, but they say that there's a ceiling, basically, like a theoretical upper size limit for a star should be 3,500,000,000.
To contain all this stuff.
Well, they say that it can technically just get that size.
Yeah.
So we went from 1 million to 2.4, which is a real star, the UY Scuddy. 2.4 billion. We went from 1 million to 2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Massive.
But the hard part is you can't fathom this. Like, we can't talk about these things to the point where you can understand it in your brain. You can't understand the size of these things. You can't understand the size of the universe. We can talk about it for days, but you can't understand. You've all heard the term. There's more planets in our universe than grains of sand on Earth.
Yeah.
That's an unfathomable, scale. And I think stars are the same way. We don't actually. I can't explain to you how big our sun is. It's unfathomable. But then there's actually
It's a pussy compared to other stars.
Yeah. It's a tiny thing. You could take our sun and multiply that by 1,000, if not more, and it still would equal the size of Betelgeuse.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to explain this stuff, and to put it into perspective, there are black holes out there that are bigger than these upper limits for stars, and that's even harder to explain because they're so big. They're so big. Mm-hmm. It's you can't fathom it. So I got to stop rambling about fathoming.
It's like you have a marble, but then you set it next to the world's biggest ball of string.
Yeah.
And our sun is the marble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you keep going, and there's something always bigger in space.
It's like what Qui-Gon says always.
There's always a bigger fish.
Great part of that movie. I love that part.
That makes me think
Star Wars references.
That makes me think of they say there's life probably maybe on a planet.
Yeah.
Maybe there is,
but we're so far apart.
They're hearing about us, but they're hearing
we'll be
about
dead before they saw us.
Them hearing us is probably us being dead for an eon.
Yeah. And if we found any kind of signal from them, by the time we reach them, they could be wiped out.
Yeah.
There's no way.
By the time we get it, their civilization is done.
Yeah.
That's why they think that aliens
can't happen because there's too far of a distance.
Because by the time they actually were to travel from their spot to us, we could be wiped away.
Yeah.
But they think that maybe there are probes, or what we have is drones. There could be drones here that are watching us, that are relaying information back to wherever they're from, but it still takes years for that information to reach them unless they figured out some sort of advanced telecommunication.
We got some slip space over here.
That's a possibility.
You never know. Like as soon as you've plateaued and said this is the way life is, just like that quote you just said about there's always a bigger fish. There's always something better.
Yeah.
Always. That's just technology. That's just life. There's always something better. And then that's how you learn. But we can't learn because after a while you plateau with your technology and you have exceeded your limitations of what you have access to.
I think we've plateaued until we figure out quantum computing.
Yes, and we're
that's
getting
when
there.
It starts to go again.
We're getting there, right? Because like in another 10 years, where will life be? And in another 20 and 30 years, how will technology have evolved? It will have evolved. But
and we're not even a Type 1 civilization yet.
What are we?
Type 0.
What?
There's 3, the Kardashian scale.
Kardashians?
I don't know the scale.
Don't know the scale?
No.
God damn it! If Kim has to take us to the next level.
Hold on, give me a sec. It's a scale based on the how complex society or civilization is. Like Type 1 is something to do with you are using your Earth, your planetary resources to get energy. Type 2 is you harness the sun and you go to multiple planets.
Okay.
And Type 3 is when you harness energy of a galaxy.
Oh, okay. It just shows your advancement.
Well, we're getting close to harvesting the sun at least.
We're not even Type 1. Like we're not even using the planet's resources right. And we're still using fossil fuels.
Oil.
Oh, the Kardashev scale. That's what you were talking about.
The thing is other planets might not even have fossil fuels. So.
Right. This could be like unique to us.
Yeah,
I see.
We're the only.
I see.
We could really be the only civilization that had the fossil fuels to turn everything into this other stuff.
Yeah, and
to kickstart.
I was saying the
solar energy.
The whole Fermi paradox about the universe is so huge. There should be someone else out there, but we haven't met anybody yet. But there's that theory that we're the first.
Yeah, well,
what if we're the first people to even do it?
Yeah.
What about the lizard people?
That's something else.
The Greys.
They came here, mutated with us. They infiltrated.
That's just us from the
government.
future.
What if we have met others?
That's just us from the future.
Wouldn't know.
I mean, there was like Egyptian hieroglyphs that showed like people with helmets and shit.
Helicopters.
Yeah, there's biblical paintings of spaceships in the sky. I mean, okay, I got this.
No, ancient aliens. There's a theory that like the Ark of the Covenant and all that was like an electromagnet weapon.
Okay.
And manna from the sky was just a spaceship.
Right, yep. And that could have been Jesus. I mean, it wasn't, but hypothetically we turned him into Jesus. Or God. We created.
It was just an advanced form of person.
Yeah.
That's God. It was the aliens.
Yeah, we treated him as God, but he wasn't God.
It was aliens.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's what we're on the same page,
Yeah.
Chris.
They should have in Star Trek.
Those are fun ideas.
I have here what Alex was talking about. Type 1 civilization, also called planetary civilization, can use and store all of the energy available on its planet. Type 2 can use and control energy at a scale of its stellar system. Mm-hmm. Type 3 can control energy at a scale of its entire host galaxy. Yeah. That's also unfathomable for me to figure out how we would.
Our galaxy is massive. So yeah.
Like Type 2 would be us using our solar system.
We got to get to Mars first.
We would have multiple. We would have. I mean, that would seriously be some
on multiple planets.
Yeah, interconnected.
Yeah.
You'd have space stations at a scale so large that are in that.
That's impossible. It's a trade federation. There's a Jedi. I cannot do that.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. That's why you're federation. Embargoes.
All right.
Clearly Asians.
So they eat all the fucking fish.
They do.
They're going to turn into them. I mean, okay. So let's
the Gorgons or the Japanese Asians?
Asians.
Oh, the Trade Federation people?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who would you rather have during a space disaster?
Ben Affleck.
There was
Jason X.
Yeah.
a good. There was a good number of people that that have actually landed on the moon, as far as Americans and others. But we will focus on the first two humans, and that was Neil Armstrong from Apollo 11 and Edwin Buzz Aldrin from the Apollo 11